And welcome back. And we're getting ready to move into our final segment for today as we have a conversation with representatives of FECTAB. We have with us Yhony Rosado, David Almendarez, and Tom Greenwood of FECTAB. Good morning and welcome, and thank you for being here.
Morning. Thank you for having us.
Well, I know this is a very serious sit once you guys come here. We're talking about some of the issues within the cruise industry. Currently, we are in the midst of what should be the high season for tourism. Let's talk about how things are going with you guys.
Have the president.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can only use one word: disastrously low. I don't know what people are talking. Officials are talking about the numbers in. Mm-hmm. We certainly don't see them, but many of my friends in tourism tell me, yes, some of them are there. They're not spending. Mm-hmm. That's another issue. They're not spending. We see evidence of that. But certainly, this is no high season for us. Not at all.
The idea of the cruise visitors disembarking in Belize, but they're not really spending on the local products that are being offered, including the tours and handicraft and what have you. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
If I could break it down to you, many years ago, we have to go to the root of the problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Many years ago, when the first cruise ship came in, it was coming in through Watterson, really dark in that Watterson Hub. Mm-hmm. And so the BTL Park, the Memorial Park was the welcome center for them, and there were little craft center and there were taxi guys around. I was one of them around the park, and there were official personnel from BTV and official taxi cabs that they were trained to attend the tourists. So at that time, the tour was coming in as a welcome. Now the tourists have known that in Belize they have a prime tour operator, they have a secondary tour guide, locals were inside, and there are tour ones outside. So you have crafted for many years now. Mm-hmm. So if you look at the prime, where the numbers are going up for the prime tour operator, because the tour class local tour guys were on the outside. We're not seeing what we have seen at the beginning. At the beginning, it was who was the best local tour guide would have made the best dollar. No, it's not like that anymore. So whereby the numbers are going up, we would say certainly for the prime tour operator. As you may remember that the first tour operator for BTB, officially by BTB, was Belly Tour. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I think it changed from Belly Tour to Bell Cruise by the Novelos brothers. So they were Belizean, so they were getting the prime cut of the cruise tourism. They were selling cave tubing at $99 or $89. So we were selling cave tubing at $75 and $50 per person. So the tourists were, if you go with the prime cut, with the prime tour operator was $89, let's go try the local guys for $75. Mm-hmm. No, the prime, the preferred operator for the cruise industry is selling cave tubing at, remember we mentioned the price? At $39. So they're going with everything. So in this case, the numbers are going up and the buses are lining up, because we can't lie. If you go on a cruise ship there, you will see buses from the beginning at Marine Parade to the other side. But look and see if the hairbearers are making money. Look and see if the taxi guys are making money. And so it's not trickling down how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Do you honestly feel as though the system, in a sense, has failed the small, independent tour operator?
Oh, absolutely.
In the sense that maybe accommodations have been made for the bigger players, but it came at the expense of the individual who's trying to make an honest dollar off his experience or knowledge.
It's ironic you should mention it like that. If anybody listen to us at FECTAB, they say we always talk about tourism and tourism. That's our thing. But today, me as a person, I want to talk about Belize in general. And it's interesting that you say that tourism is in a slump. When it's been said that tourism has been the only industry that has kept Belizean from being in a recession. Well, wake up Belize, we're in a recession. And we've been in a recession for a while. And I challenge any Belizean, not even in the tourism industry, I challenge any businessman in Belize to say right now they're making money. Because our entire country is in a slum. Not even the Hairbearers, the Hindu man on Albert Street, everybody is in a slum. it's a recession. Nobody wants to admit it, but our country is in a spiraling recession, and it's attributed to a lot of factors. One, they have killed tourism. You have your tourism minister involved in Ponzi scheme and scandal, not good for our country. Yet there's been no rectification or clarification of that. How much was he involved in that? How come you could be involved in what kind of due diligence you're doing with the people you're doing and using our country as a backdrop? That's bad. Another thing that's been hurting us is this harvest key and those other sweet deals. That kills your local economy. We can't expect us to come out of a recession and we keep digging in a hole. This Ashcraft scenario is going to hurt our economy. I listened to the other day when they had the meeting and they scolded the leader of opposition for not being learned. Well, I'm here to tell my Belizean people, the learned people have learned to thief us. Because in the midst of this Ashcraft, and I call it Ashcraft and Dean Barrow administration battle, it's costing Belize money and some well-connected people making money. And it's things like these that's affecting our economy. I'm going to say the things that people don't want to hear or are afraid to say, because this is what is hurting us. We can't expect to have a vivid economy if these kind of things are happening in front of our faces and we don't question it. Our economy is falling and people are making millions of money. And the same man they tell you hold the faith, that the same man they lock the gate. And they say administration, they cause this. This is our world economy thing. This is our mismanagement thing. And I've been telling you this for years and years and years. The teachers have been telling you this for years and years and years. The people from the union have been telling this for years, but we think to stuck our head in the sand and pretend it's not happening. And you talk about 2015 and 16, my bad, we wake up really in February. And from the ghetto man, this, I want to say something very real. Even the man down the street where they sell weed, they tell them the weed they sell at half price right now because people don't have the money. And yet people have 3-4 navigator park in a yard and Escalade, so much vehicle park outside. There's a problem. You can't expect to have a change and we keep doing the same thing over and over. You can't expect one different result and we go down the same road. You can't get out of a hole if you don't stop dig.
Now, I hear all that you're saying, and one of the things that we have to discuss is obviously your market is different. You are talking about working with foreigners who are coming in to be able to access your tours. And I believe one of the questions that Yhony was getting at in looking at how the system has been set up. Yhony, you spoke about what the beginning phase was. We have had so many conversations with FECTAB, and you have sounded the alarm each time things were moving in a direction that you felt it was boxing you out.
Well, from early on, when we first began complaining about not protecting the industry, I go in two directions. When the past administration signed us into Chagorama, so the Caribbean single market and economy, it opened up Belize to people coming in. And lo and behold, a tour operator came in. That's a very big tour operator in the Caribbean, emanating out of Jamaica. But having been to Jamaica and a few of the other islands, people in the tourism industry warned me that this was a very aggressive operator, extremely aggressive. One of the areas in which we found that operator to be aggressive is in challenging the price structure. And that immediately started. Yeah. That immediately started.
That was the first
and once you start the price structure war, we can't win a war like that. Not us out in the streets. And what we've been faced with is, as Yhony said, the bigger guy selling for 39. What can we sell for?
So what are you selling your tours at right now?
We made an attempt, and tourist board came into the deal to set up the price structure for the tours the way the Mexicans do it. You arrive at the port and the big sign on the wall has all the prices.
To get at. Has there been any move to perhaps have some kind of fixed rate or some kind of consultation on what should be charged?
We tried, and it started, and it's just fallen into the water. It's splashed.
We have a family, and your family have 5 kids.
Yeah.
And one is doing good, one is doing mediocre, and the next one is doing bad. Which one will you help? The one doing good or the one doing bad? So the government and BTB.
Depends what kind of parents you have.
Thank you for the question. It's coming up. Depends what kind of parents you have. Depends what kind of government we have.
Yeah.
The parents representing the family, the government in a country. So we have cried and cried, and I was making it into a brawling fight But it's not that we're meant to fight with BTV or government. It's that every day we go there to make a living, and every day is getting harder. But yet we see in the news that numbers are going up. You know, if you have a fruit of mango, a tree of mangoes in your house, and you're seeing the mangoes are there and you cannot get those mangoes, you're naturally going to be upset with your mom, with your dad, with your own self. So we're saying it's very clear. When the prime cruise ship tour operator came in, we said it before it happened. They're coming and they're going to wire us out with the price. I remember at that time, it was a guy by the name of Guy Martin came up on me and said, no, we don't came to do that, we're just professionals, and we're going to do it just like how we're doing it at the same price. But I'll tell you this, man, this is the day we will prove our government something is wrong. You go to Chetumal and try to do a tour in a Bluebird bus. But Chetumal is too high class for Belize, Yhony. Choose Melchor. You go to Melchor and see if somebody can take you to Tikal in a Bluebird bus. But you come, our cruise, our prime, or the best guests coming to us, Americans and Canadians, now one of the most well-spent tourists all over the world, and they come and they are receiving a Bluebird bus. And who does that? The local guys? No, your prime, your favorite, your number one tour operator, being baptized by Belize Tourism Board, being baptized by the government of Belize, and we are locals. We cannot compete with our own Bluebird buses. Bluebird buses are one of the buses where even the tourists are missed. Where are we going? In front of us every day. Oh, look, we're going on a Bluebird bus. They make it a joke because they don't want to feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
But we've been doing this for so many years and so many years that we could sit there embarrassed to come to our country. But they give the excuse we are a third world country and Belize is poor and broke and desperate, so Bluebird bus for you. Not so. We local have invested in nice buses. I remember in 2008, Belize Tourism Board had a meeting and said, listen, local guys, get ready, because you're going to have to need buses with bathrooms. It's right on the side at BTV. But they don't bring it out because they benefit the number one tour operator. They want to get awards every year. So we are telling you that we have been making noise, but on the pure facts. And before it gets out there, there was a company, and this, I hope I don't insult anybody, but there are many companies, but there was one that everyone saw, the Land Rover Tours. It was right a mile, Hattiville and mile 21. They were doing a Land Rover Tours, very beautiful, first class. The Land Rovers, they go through the jungle and they come out and they were thinking about 30 of them. Because remember, every day we go, we see Land Rover Tours. What happened to the company? There was Bacabush, owned by Belizeans. What happened to the company? There were big fish. There was no little botsop and little arroz and little minor time, major time. There were no little, because there were 24 of us, local tour operators outside. Inside about 50 or 80 of them. And outside, we have cut down shortage more than 50%. But I'll mention the big ones. Bacabush officially, big money people. The Land Rover Tours, money guys, where are they? The number one tour operator, swallow it.
What people don't tend to realize is there's a system in place, and this is not only for Belize, that these big operators, they come and make good government contacts, and they get the good sweet deals. And these sweet deals benefit these operators. And this is the same thing happening in Harvest Key down south. And I'm proud to say that I have a couple of guests that have went down south. And I have one of them coming down this weekend right now that's coming with me, and horrible experience. And I tell my government, because you sold us out there, it affects us. Because there's not a single Belizean tour operator can make $1 off of that island. And these are deals that were negotiated. And when we told them the deals were unfair, they looked at us and called us crazy. And we were radicalists. And when in reality, we're just entrepreneurs in Belize. Like any entrepreneur in Belize could tell you, it's triple hard. They say out of 10 businesses that go in Belize, 8 of them would fail in 2 years.
What is crazy is that these big operators get 20 and 25-year development concessions, tax-free, and we're out there paying what we can, when we can. And you know, I will say this, I was personally promised that Harvest Key would only go ahead quote, Harvest Key would only go ahead if NCL absolutely would keep ships in Belize City as well as go down there. Even if the ships that came to Belize City would then go down there. That did not happen. That did not happen. We know some of the ramifications of Harvest Key and improper EIA, etc., etc., etc. That's a bigger scenario. The worst scenario is that just last week, I have gotten a report from one of our people down there that there was a near riotous situation there with people breaking things and saying, quote, get us out of this penitentiary. You can't create a scenario, especially there, where these people from the island see Placencia and see Malacate, and they can only get off if they buy a ship's tour. Now, the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, to which NCL belongs and all these bigger boys, have a set of rules. And one of the strongest rules is you cannot force people. They must be free to buy. For instance, when it comes to insurance companies, they can't say, well, I prefer Blash or insurance company. They may say that's our favored or favorite company, but they can't force it down anybody's
Now,
throat.
when to an extent, I would want to agree, and to an extent, I disagree. Simply because I've been on Harvest Key as a reporter. In my capacity as a journalist, I've had that experience. And one could argue from the outside looking in that it is a penitentiary, it's Alcatraz, it's designed to keep the visitor in and not allowed to
Keep
go
money.
on mainland or earn money, however you choose to look at it. But on the other side of the coin, one could also argue that the amenities and the experience is also a first-class experience.
So is our product in Belize. So is our product in Belize. You see, this is where I have a big contention with you. Because the amenities being offered there is not Belize. It's Jimmy Buffettville and Margaritaville. And I'm saying we are more than Jimmy Buffettville. You know something, you'll be ironic, people come to Belize, and me as I'm Belizean, this goes eat rice and beans more 5 times or every day. But my tourists love that's what they come here for. That's what they're here for. They're not here for Jimmy Buffettville. And you might say that is good, but even go check the reviews of that island, and you'd see it's artificial. And these are the things that only the big fish make. You see, we need to open up our minds and look at the big picture. You might say it's pretty and it's a first class thing, but when it comes down to money, is it beneficial to your country? Is the money spread, I don't say equally, with equity? Because equally is not a good term, equity is a better term. Because the money is not being spread with equity, it's only being handled by the 2 big fish, which hurts the thousands of small fishes. And that's the big picture that we need to see.
All right, we're quickly running out of time, so I want to be able to get to the meat of the matter. Yhony, you had something you wanted to add just now?
No, because it is important to know that the island is a first-class island, but the people are not sold first-class island in Belize. They're sold Belize. And what is hurting us is that the people have been to Belize before. The cruise ship have been coming to Belize City, to Altuha, Lamanai, Shunantunich, Nimlip. Now they are selling them, Nimlipunit, which is new, but they were hoping to visit where their mother came, where their son came. So the problem there arises where the ship was coming to Belize City before, so they were expecting to see Belize City and visit whatever they want to visit. No, we were in that island, but we were making noise before the ship went there. And BTB called a meeting in Placencia and said, January 15, you'll be able to pick up your guests. We're in February now, we stop making noise, no gate open. And so I don't want to say...
So you still have people, that was the question I was going to get at. The last time you were here, you spoke about the situation where people were booking cruises with your tour companies and can't leave. So you still can't get access.
No access to
access. And when the Minister of Tourism is going to go nationwide on the media and say, the BTB have told me that there are no bookings by the local operators, that's the one that cheesed me off. Because it just confirms more and more my greatest fear. Who is Manuel Heredia? Is he the Minister of Tourism or somebody who calls himself a fisherman sitting on an island saying what he wants to say. We are hurting.
So you are saying, despite what the minister has said, came as a report from BTB, you are
zero access.
receiving bookings from those who
We've
have arrived on harvest.
Marlene. After
Marlene.
Marlene, sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, after we came and make a lot of noise. They had us meet. We met with the CEO. We met with this one. We met with what's the name? Miss
Yes,
Noriko. We met with Langsworth. We meet with Langsworth at Placencia. Big meeting that Belize did at seeing Langsworth. You know, we meet with them. They asked us to provide evidence. We provide them evidence. We provide them bookings. We provide them requests. All that we did. We've met with people who are willing to work with us, and all that they had us. You know something, and we did it. Because they say we activists, we crazy, all that. And we let our people know we are businessmen.
Yeah.
And you know, become businessmen, they be crazy people. Especially in our small economy like Belize, you have to be sharp and very diligent how you work. So we did do all that because it's a serious money. It's not small money. We are staying on our economy for local tour guides. And these people have all this information sitting, and we've heard nothing from them. And we're telling you the gates are still closed. And these people...
So they had originally said for, January 15th, and you've heard nothing since then. Mid-January.
If
You haven't heard anything since then.
the noise or press conference every other day, they would have opened before that. But we just give BTB and the government time to do nothing. You know what? If
So
they-
what do you tell
if
guests
open the
when they
gate-
try to book and you know
We
they're coming in
cannot
on
access
NCL?
you.
We have to tell them that, I'm sorry, you're going to an island that will only let you off if you buy a ship's tour. That's a straight point. But the greater picture here too is that tourism is nationwide.
Yeah.
Tourism has many aspects to it, small and large people. Among the large people are two entities, and I don't know the combined entities that want to develop the port, the ship's port at Port Loyola. But then I do know the other ones, the Finstein family, wanting to develop State Bank. Why are these things not happening? State Bank was just about ready to explode. State Bank, despite the ramifications of what that might turn into as well, that is ready to go.
But you
And
have
that-
verbal
before.
commitment from
The
State
State Bank was
Bank at
before.
this point.
State Bank was
that
Verbal,
you will-
no, we have a written
We have a
commitment.
written commitment from State
I was
Bank.
asked to
Which is why
produce.
you
I was
have-
asked to produce this. Give us a written commitment from State Bank because we don't want the same thing happening to you,
That's
right?
ironic. They always have to do the homework, do the legwork, give us the paperwork, it happen, and then they stay right there, it'll happen.
They sit on it.
And this is the thing that hurts us, you
State
know.
Bank was before.
Yeah.
But this is why we have heard you all from FECTAB continuously pushing for the State Bank
We're
development.
thinking that
because
we've been in street language punked. We'll get where the duck get because people are Thursday with that ship showing up. My God, I saw smiles on people's faces that I had not seen for months. Now, why this protectionism of Alcatraz? I'm sorry, I'll call it Alcatraz. Until you develop a system where people can, by constitutional rule, do what they want. In other words, I want to get off the island? Sure, get off the island. You know we can go there.
Time is running.
Yeah.
Listen, I started bring something beautiful to the table, and life is beautiful because life is about challenges. He went to Harvest Key and he gave a good report, and he said, "Where the investment is there, the investor have to make back his money." I would love to call me one of these days and say, "Yhony, I'm in Harvest Key on my own. What if someone believes I win the lotto last night? I want to visit the best of Belize, the Jimmy Buffett, want to visit the best, and you cannot go there. What
Unless
kind
if you embark from Miami and
You
then
go
you-
Houston.
No, but why doing that?
Yeah.
We have bring it up already. We came up with the idea that if you want to go, if any Belizean want to go,
You need a visa.
go, you need to go. Belopan, line up all the drag around. Why? And it's only 3 miles from. And you know, we heard the guests. We heard this country that the guest is seeing Placencia,
They're seeing
is
it.
seeing land, and they cannot get out. If Harvest Key was 20 miles out, probably when we have
And
too many bad
remember
reviews.
what's happening
But it's
there.
right there, right there.
There are Belizeans working there. The Belizeans will be telling all these guests on a daily basis what else is available in Belize. The opposite is being done by, I'm sure, the company. We have everything you want here. No, we have a
No,
disastrous.
I have a straightforward question. It's my last question for this segment, as interesting as it is.
All right.
Hasn't this challenged forced you guys to diversify your offering? You're not necessarily making money off cruise tourists who aren't spending. Doesn't this force you to try to be more creative in terms of what you're offering?
It's interesting that you should say that. In Belize, they say when you want to be an entrepreneur in Belize is jumping out of an airplane and making a parachute before you jump on the ground. As my friend Yhony can tell you, he has diversified. He has a tire shop. I have other things that I do that I don't care to disclose them. But I can tell I'm into farming, and I farm tilapia, and I'm working with bees. Very small scale, but everybody, you know something. But that's what tourism used to be for me. It used to be create enough money that we can diversify. I have big dreams that I want to do, but the way it's been set up right now, it's not happening. It's hard to diversify when you're more concentrated on getting food in your mouth, getting your kids in school. You know, the price of gas keep going up. The cost of business keep getting higher and higher. The tours and things keep selling for less and lesser money. The thing is trickling. The economy is bad.
The sad part about this is that there are things that our Ministry of Tourism can do very easily that would make life suddenly different for us. But I said it just now and I'll say it again. Why protect something that is so huge, okay? And all the little things which outnumber the word huge are being left to fester. And one of my boys has turned to some fishing. So we're trying everything we can. But there was a time when it was rolling smoothly because there was no protectionism. All right, it wasn't needed. Everybody was rolling. The big companies were making money. We were out there making our money, and all of a sudden, these sweetheart deals, which are horrendous for the nation. Okay, right now the government of Belize needs all the taxation it can get, and I pray to God it will go up. We need all the taxation it can get, and at this point in time, we're still handing out development concessions.
Well, gentlemen, we are completely out of time. This segment went by very rapidly, and I think one of the things we're hearing from you is obviously the issue of the pricing once again. You still don't have access to those who are booking or attempting to book your tours through Harvest Key, which is something you've sounded the alarm on before. You were promised mid-January. That hasn't happened as yet. So we appreciate you coming in to do the follow-up and letting us know what the situation is when commitments are made and not followed through. Of course, it's very important that you can let people know. So thank you for being here.
And thank you for having us.
We're going to go ahead and take that final break. When we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.